I believe, help my unbelief. I think anyone that's got faith in a presence or a power that we call God or universe or allness or isness has times when we believe and times when we don't believe, because it's very difficult to believe in something that we can't physically connect with our senses. And of course that's what faith does. It calls us to believe in something that we can't technically see or touch or feel or taste. But that energy that we call God, I love the expression ground of being. It's our ground of being. It's where we rest, where we are. This kind of energy that we can't see, that permeates everything. But we kind of see it slowed down into form as we witness it. But actually it's just energy vibrating. And that's that ground of being that we are part of. Because everything that we are is that energy vibrating. So taking it back to physics at that level, we are one with that ground of being. We're one with God, with grace. I love to call God love. For me, God is an experience of love, of expansion, of openness. We can call God mind. And it's really important with faith to know that here we're safe. I think that's the primary need for every human being, is to feel safe. Then we can feel loved, and then we can open into more that we are. So with the daily word, I believe, help my unbelief, the belief is there that yes, we are part of something. There's oneness here, there's energy and vibration here. And yet there are so many times when we don't believe. And I'm not excluding myself in this, because everything happens all the time that pulls doubt in. So faith is really a practice. How can I open to connect with this presence that is love, that knows me unconditionally, that I am part of, and try to see and experience myself as one with all of life around me? Jesus said, "Your faith has made you well," to the woman at the well. So that was, for him, faith was the first, middle and last of everything, really. Without anything happening, you needed to have faith. Faith was there. But then he went on to say faith the size of a mustard seed. So it's not like we have to have a huge amount of faith and believe absolutely. That comes, that grows, that develops as we practice the journey of faith. So the practice for me that we talk about in Unity, is prayer, is meditation, is stillness. And without it being a daily practice, if it's just here and there, we're bouncing around all over the place in life, responding at the level of life of what's going on, rather than learning to go within. So in Unity, we talk and we practice prayer, meditation, and stillness, so that we can find our way through to make that experience real for us. I love the expression in the Bible, I wait upon the Lord. I wait. But the waiting is not a passive, nothing's happening. It's a waiting with anticipation, with expectation, that I am one with this energy, that is limitless, that is everywhere, is exponential. We love Star Trek. And the final frontier, and the amazing pictures from the Hubble telescope that you see, that's all of it. That's all, we're one with that. There is no out there and in here that's separate. And it's so kind of expansive, and that's the awe-inspiring. And I talk about God as majesty and mystery and opening into that. Prayer and meditation enables us to do that. And we can take into prayer, I believe, help my unbelief. I don't know about you, but my mind goes chatter, 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 chatter. I don't know whether it's because I'm a Gemini, and so my mouth goes chatter, 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 and so my thoughts go chatter, chatter, chatter. But I have a mind that does not want to switch off. I sit down and I get into a nice space, and it's like, and then my mind's gone off. And it's like, okay. And, it can be shopping lists, things to do. I shouldn't be sitting here, I've got all this to do. And also, along with all of that, stress thoughts of tension, of things aren't right, this is wrong, it shouldn't be this way. And then, then the body tenses up, and it's all, the mind everything gets caught up in this tension, this stress, And that's, they say, the biggest curse of today's world. The biggest problem of today's world is stress. And stress really comes out of resistance to what is. It's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. I'm wrong. I should have done this. Why did they do that? So with the monkey mind chatter that goes on in here, and the stress thoughts that are going on with things should be different to the way they are, everything gets tight and tense, and I'm restricted and closed down, and I am not waiting upon the Lord. I'm here in my head. So, for me, a technique that works is one that I've actually taken from this guy, Michael Singer. He was in the January-February magazine this time. He wrote a book called The Surrender Process, which I read last year. And he talks very simply. I relax, I release, and I repeat. So as soon as we get into a feeling of tension, whether we're busy out in the world doing things and we suddenly realise I'm in a state of tension or stress or restriction or angry or sad or whatever, as soon as we do that, he teaches to just relax the shoulders. Just bring the attention back to the body, relax. Breathe and release on that out breath. Just release and let it go. And then repeat it. Because practically every moment we're caught up in what's going on in the world rather than what's going on within us. But this very simple exercise, as soon as I start to feel that I'm caught up in something and I'm tense about something, and it's not like I'm tense and, this is what I do. It's like 5 minutes later, half an hour later, it's like, I'm doing it again. And, it's just repeating. But just, I literally go, and my shoulders go back. I relax and release. And it's taken my thinking away from what's going on back into the body, back into being aware of here and now. And I find it's really effective. I've started to tell people on the prayer line just to use it as a relaxation, because so many ring because they're stressed. They're worried. Life is not happening the way they want it to go for themselves or another. And we get stuck in our heads about a situation. And it takes us out of our heads and back into our bodies. And the other thing we do with prayer, of course, is I think prayer primarily is a letting go. Because I think as we let go, we make space for God. Then we're allowing that energy to flow through us. Like where we started, that ground of being, that energy that we are one with is here all the time. It's grace, it's love, it's vitality, joy, all those wonderful things, we can experience it. So prayer helps us as we let go, experience that wonderful energy. But what we do when we let go is take it back. And I had this vision of, because we bring the prayer box and we invite people to put names in the prayer box, and they fill out the slip of paper and fold it up and put it in, and it's like, I can let it go. God's got it. And at that very simple level, we've made space for the greater power to work through us. But then I had the vision of someone sneakily looking and tiptoeing back to the box, and opening the lid and taking out the slip of paper and bringing it back. And God, I'm not ready to give it to you yet. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to worry about it some more, because this is what we do. We give it to God and then we bring it back. So my invitation is that when you recognise that's what you're doing, you've given it to God, but then I'm still going to worry about this. This is just, no, it's not right. And my worrying is going to sort this out. Well, of course, it never does. We're stuck up here again. And it's like, okay, Kimberly, breathe, relax, release and let go. And that's why he says, relax, release, repeat. Because we're forever bringing it back. We give it away and we bring it back all the time. And it is practice. But it works, and that's the thing. And once we realise it works, then we've got that motivation to keep doing it. And we need motivation. We need, it's like we have to be really stressed and really upset and things are drastic before it's like, hang on a minute, I can do this differently. Rather than as soon as we start to get tense, immediately relaxing and letting go. So it all comes back to this, I believe, help my unbelief. When we get into that, I don't believe, I need to worry about it. Relax and release and repeat. There's 2 quotes from Revealing Word that I found. I looked up Faith in here, and he's got loads of quotes of Faith, Charles Fillmore. But these 2 I like, so I'm just going to read you these 2. Faith is more than mere belief. It is the very substance of that which is believed. And that substance is that life energy, is God awareness. And it works by love. Thoughts of condemnation, enmity and resistance must be released and divine love declared. Then faith will work unhindered. Well, I find just saying love is not enough for me. I need to feel into it. And I can only feel into it when I've let go of the stuff that's in the way of it. And Charles Fillmore also says, faith is built up through denial of all doubt and fear and continuous affirmations of loyalty to the divine idea, the higher self. And they called that denial and affirmation. And for me, the denial is just, as you know, is release, relax, let go. And it's just and it's becoming a mantra for me now. I've got into that position now where it's like, oh, release, relax, let go. So this whole practice is to enable us to know that God is the ground of our being. There is no separation. There is only oneness. It's like seeing, instead of seeing through a porthole in the side of the ship, and I'm here this side, and life is out there, it's that porthole goes. And there is the separation dissolves, and all of a sudden I'm out there. I'm with it. I'm one with it. But that porthole is our pain, our grief, our resistance, our anger, our fear, our doubt, all that focused thought and feeling that gets in the way. But we don't have to work to do anything other than just relax and release and let it go. So I encourage you, I invite you to try it. I've been telling my people on the prayer line and they go, oh, I love that because it's simple. We can remember it's the 3 R's, relax, release, repeat. But know that as you do this, you are allowing grace, you are allowing love, mind, divine ideas to arise within you. It's that energy that is our energy that guides us and directs us. And it's that energy working through us that will create the changes that we wish to seek around us. So really, that's my message. And when you feel into, I believe, help my unbelief, I'm there again, I've taken the prayer back from the prayer box and I'm worrying about it. Relax, release, repeat.